Blog Talk Radio.
Hello? Hello? Salubrious, everyone. This is Irene Ratliff with Street Meat Company. I wanted to say I don't have my notes. Normally I have my notes and stuff that I read from. Yesterday it took maybe about 30, 45 minutes to actually get online. I don't know if it was saying that it was on air, but that it was like a disconnection. And so I spent maybe over an hour just trying to get that on, And, I did share a little information in regards to a variety of things, and we didn't really get a chance to finish the rest of the conversation because of the time frame. It kind of cut us off, or the phones start messing up all over, messing up. So it was another disconnect. But the conversation yesterday was Kite, Street Meat's effort in terms of Kite Society will lean on working with people who deals with domestic violence. And I know that this was a conversation even while traveling, and as I was explaining, was there were some people who were going through certain things, and the importance of relationship between a man and a woman. Um, Again, right now I'm trying to see if I can pull up my notes. I do read from some pre-written notes. So again, it will go like this is Irene Ratliff, Salubrious. Today is, what's today? Tuesday, June 17, 2014. Street Meat Company is a nonprofit organization, and we are looking for good people, sponsors, partnerships, so that we can be effective in the community, okay? I had a conversation with, an elder, I was called a matriarch, and she had called me. I had asked her if she was able to actually do some jewelry. She's a jewelry maker. And for Nguzo Saba, so there's some trinkets and things like that. And I'm like, wow, we'll be able to, that would be great. And just do the Nguzo Saba, maybe make that into like a charm or a necklace. I really do like the little Nguzo Saba head. That would be, especially if we're able to do it with blessings, with copper, iron, or brass. What I wanted to also communicate is that I am speaking with different people, and I just want to make sure that Street Meat Company is understood, okay, and that there's an overstanding in my position, okay. I know that there's people who've been out there and they've been working, and I'm not disputing or trying to challenge anybody who feel like they are committed to their relationship that they have established or that they've been involved in to community, hey, we could partner up. I think that's kind of like where my lean is at. I'm willing to work with other people depending on what those agendas are. I do have true amelioration. There's some business ideas. I think the scope of it is a combination of many different things, and I'm kind of pushing certain things in certain areas. And it's like, well, here it is. What is Street Meat Company? Well, Street Meat Company houses 5 branches, okay? And the thing is that the conversation about Street Meat Company initially was something similar to what Nguzo Saba is. So this is why I adopted Nguzo Saba. If there's written materials, I have to go out and look and see if there's written materials. There's certain things, as we were talking about yesterday, was creativity, okay? And so when we look at creativity, what is Street Meat's, I guess, project, or, of what that is, of creativity? Well, we were talking about houses, and when we see that some of the, an architect, and I was like, okay, well, let me look at some of the houses. And the conversation is that majority of some of the African houses or huts, or even the Indian huts that we had looked at, they were round. Where, don't get me misunderstood, we also did square because we see that with the pyramids. But the majority of the houses that we see are actually round, that are used to be round, rather. You understand where I'm coming from? Okay. So when we look at creativity and what that thing that is new and all this different kind of stuff, but going back to, Street Meat Company's position, I'm not trying to challenge anybody. However, people who feel I ain't gonna 50, however, the people who feel like they want to be with Street Meat Company or want to work directly with Street Meat Company. Like, for an example, there's a gentleman, he was kind of like, barking on the thing and, talking about unity and all that kind of stuff. And for people who feel like they're out there working, when they start barking like that, it's like, for real, do you know that there's things going on, that there's people working? And then what happens is that we end up finding that there are people who's doing a multiple amount of things, and then the outcry about unity. Now the question would be, when you talk about unity, what is it that you're envisioning? When I'm meeting people, there was a gentleman that I met, and his objective was that he wanted the money. Well, I began to realize that true, when you're out there doing certain things, you do need to be funded, whether it's from the people, whether it's other organizations or other partnerships, in order to pursue certain things, you know. And when you and that's a good thing. But I wanted to say that so there are people out there doing certain things to try to achieve certain goals. But what I did realize is that if we got a person over here doing this and a person, then that's the part that's not unified. Like if I have a farmland and I'm saying, okay, well here it is, I want somebody to work with me on my farmland, then it means just that. Okay? So me going to get some farmland and me just working on it all by myself, then that's not creating the unity. I'm just talking about what I'm doing. And then at that point, it's not creating the community wealth. All right, well, here it is. We're going to do cooperative economics. Okay, well, here it is. If we could get these people to get together and here it is, I get their money, or here it is, we want to go ahead and try to create this currency, something does not seem feasible, okay? I mean, really, if you're a finance major, you understand where I'm coming from. If you're an economics major, they do have doctorate degrees in these areas. Do you hear me? These people ain't just no BA. They have doctorate degrees, and people have been in certain places that are ingrained in what they will call that money. Now, what I've explained to some of these people over a period of time, honey, why the hell they want to bother me and my money? You understand where I'm coming from? You know what I mean? No, honey. I'm on all four corners, baby. Don't get it twisted, honey. Now, I'm not going to sit here and size up to here it is another motherfucking one sit here and try to tell me about waste and hold on. You like as if I'm irrelevant. They have on the quad, I was looking at something, and on this quad they wanted to explain how, this is the truth. I don't know where the hell they coming from back and forth with themselves a certain kind of way. But they had it where it was on the quad and how it was trying to explain certain things. I'll have to, let me see if this is it. Sometimes I'll be writing these little notes here and there because I may see something. I may be looking through some books. Matter of fact, I need to take these books back to the library. Yes, I go to the library. Okay, yes, I do. Okay, so my things come from the library, things that I read and I study, okay? You have some of these other people that I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I ain't trying to listen to that radio, honey. I rebuke that stuff. I ain't gonna feel to you. What? But, yeah, and then I have to probably look in some of my other notes. But, oh, here it is. Is this it? Well, I wanted to actually do business. So that's my business grid on how we do effective business. And how do we pursue effective business? But anyway, going back to this, let me go back and make sure that I create a shortcut. Because sometimes I'm waiting and signing up on this computer, and sometimes I want to run. It has its own mind and thinking where you want to go. That's not cool. But yeah, this is still going into the business aspect of business, where it talks about the gateways and the utility, which at that point we look at those things as being energy. But there's actually something that I wrote where it was communicating the four quads. I'm going to write my notes here. One moment. Because I did take some time to go look at some math books for people who want to study math. They really do have mathematicians that they write books on, okay? Where they have a whole conversation on here it is, the intellectual mind of mathematicians. So for those of you who want to learn more about mathematics, you know, not just, we go from, basic arithmetic all the way up to chemistry. Don't give me the fibbing, honey. I just wanted to finance, and don't give me the fibbing on OMG either. I was probably getting a little C or a D. The truth. We do have people out there who are mathematicians, and it just makes me wonder how they're utilizing that brilliance. There's just a lot of things to do. Just know that. It's just so true. But anyway, on the grid, this meaning the cross, On the when we're looking at paper, we'll see on the right side, on the top it has strategic, and then on the bottom it has compliance. On the left side it has social, and then also have waste. Okay, so when you have these people who are trying to tell you, now you have to identify what waste is. Okay, now once you identify with what that is, once you identify what social is, once you identify what is excuse me, excuse me, sometimes I get a little tongue-tied. But yes, and compliance. So I wrote a little note here because it talks about comply and complain. And so one of my associates, he was like, well, I rather comply before I complain. Then I can complain to the comply. Let me go ahead and say this again. Strategic. Oh, gosh. Sometimes it just be like that. Strategic. There we go. Yeah, that. What else quick? I'm going to move this here on the desktop. Move it there so that when I'm trying to sign onto this computer, I'm not going back and forth opening the whole, big file, especially when I know that I'm typing up my stuff. But anyway, let me go back to this. I have understanding about certain things. Now, people have been functioning, doing their thing, and when I was out there taking care of my family, that was priority. You understand where I'm coming from? I had my old lady. I wanted to spend time with her. I did finish school. I was looking for employment. When my elder passed away, there was things that I was trying to get involved with. It made me wonder if there were certain things that I could have done. I could have done this. I could have done that. But the thing is that I was not out there in California talking about street meat to the scope of my return back to Atlanta, Georgia, and where I'm communicating street meat company, okay? I felt like there was something that was going on, so I did write people in terms of what I was experiencing, okay? Now, there's a lot of things I can complain about, for real though, but the way that I saw it was how was I identifying what my complaint was, okay? And so this is why Kite Society is, I created Kite Society and the Shooting Company, okay? And so the thing is, it's like, oh, well, all of these could stand by itself. And it's like, that's true, but it's still Street Meat Company, okay? So anyway, I was walking down the street doing my little daily exercises, and the thought was, you know what? Here's the thought. I ain't gonna fib to you. Another thing that was also initial, I guess, when I look at it and make some reflection, is how Hurricane Katrina was. Okay, so Hurricane Katrina, the circumstance took place, and then these people were not ready. Okay, they were running around. Boy, I tell you, when I tell you that here it is, what? And them men looking like that, what? You got them children out there and your women out there looking like what? No, I ain't gonna fib to you. So I would have to say that the thought in itself was, how do we create? Not how. We need to create search and rescue. I think that's kind of where it focuses on security, okay? And, what are the measures that we're, in terms of evacuations, where are these certain points, how do we get from one point to the next, what kind of situation do we have in terms of our community, just, not situations, but what kind of leverage do we have in our community. And I'm hearing these people saying, okay, well, this team of people, they're doing this person's doing this person's doing this, and we got all these people doing this. Well, can I come to your meeting? You see where I'm coming from? Okay, what is it that you're communicating? Can I come to your meeting then? I mean, if you're doing these things, I want to participate with you too. But when you're just telling me about these things, and then yet here it is, I'm not invited, or you're not giving me any place where there's a meeting or this, that, and the other. Now we have to question the Guzo Saba and what that is in terms of umoja, unity. How do we expect to really grow and develop when we know that there's things that's going on in our community and then we're not addressing those things properly? That means collectively, when we start looking at collective work and responsibility and what that aspect is in terms of unity. Okay? Now, the thing is that when we're there, we know that there's a purpose, right? I ain't gonna fib to you. I had a street meat company adopted me because I'm gonna let you know right now. I was just like, this stuff is almost identical. There's some things I would have changed and some wording in terms of certain things. So I was like, wow, really? You know, when you're younger, we just took a little stuff in there. Okay, we saw it, and that was it. But yes, okay. So when you're communicating with me, yes, I'm talking about the Google. When I look at kite society and how that looked, that's kite society and the Google South. When Hurricane Katrina took place and some people look like that, that means they let me know that they didn't have the position or the order, which I call the do, the discipline, the order, and the obedience. And they did, and it's just the truth. Now what is it again? I call it the do, the discipline, the order, and the obedience. Okay? Because if they were organized, it wouldn't look like that. And it makes me wonder, don't get me misunderstood, that if it was in order, or if those people was picking up those pieces, when that incident took place out there in IT, we would have seen people, for real, we would have seen a reflection of what that thing is when IT went through that. That means that over that period of time, we didn't buy no plane. Said blessings to Wycliffe because he went out there. Big up to Sean Penn because he's out there. Sean Penn didn't, he stayed there. We have a whole lot of people who went out there, okay? And yes, we have a lot of organizations there, and I can't understand why they look like that, and they're attached to the Dominican Republic. I ain't gonna go there, okay? So let's just put it like this. Hurricane Katrina, and then here it is, the work and the effort. It made me wonder if we were organized a certain kind of way, then we should have been able to make sure that those persons were okay over there in IT. You understand where I'm coming from? So let me go back to this again. Street Meat Company do not want to infringe on blessings. I understand. I don't want to infringe on what somebody else feel like they're trying to achieve. But yet, here it is, I'm working just like you working, and I'm not sure what that unity is, okay? But the thing is that I'm Street Meat Company, and those who want to work with Irene Ratliff on these 5 things I have. I have Tulip, which is women working with women. It is a spontaneous adventure, okay? So the way that I see that is that, you know, I want to work with women who work with women because there seem to be there's a disconnect on how women work with each other, okay? And so if we have women let's just say we have white women, okay, who are working with black women, okay, and the thing is that, you know, they're working with women who may be experiencing certain poverty or whatever. The same thing with Asian women, same thing with mestizos, morenos, okay, African women, it doesn't matter, it's interchangeable, okay, and we see in Indian women, and we see that even though we're women, we're not really socializing collectively the way that we can, then here it is, that's why we have okay? So that right there is not for somebody to take notes and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's a multitude. Actually, I'm working on it on my website where I'm going to update it. And it ain't going to fit you. It displays this, it displays that. Matter of fact, I have to put yoga on there too, because it's about being, okay? Then, when I look at Street Meet the Point, like me not being able to find on the Blog Talk Radio the way that I was, I need somebody else who understands what Street Meet is to be able to communicate. Like if I'm like, I need to make a phone call, so I can't get on Blog Talk Radio. Can you, how's the show tonight? Because I'm looking for them to spot what I'm communicating. You understand where I'm coming from? Maybe even from where they are, communicate what they're doing inside the community. I'm not disputing that if someone else is doing one thing, because I already know that maybe some of these people who feel like they want to house their own kind of, they want to carry on the way they want to carry on their stuff. Okay, but I want to work with some of the elected officials. Okay. And I want to work with people in the community. Okay, so the thing is, it's kind of like, the way I see it, it's interchangeable. It's interchangeable here, 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 and there. Okay? Then we have true amelioration. So this guy, he said, well, Irene, you need to pick one idea and work on it. I said, you're right. I think that maybe perhaps we're missing it. Do you know anybody who knows these things? Because you're right. I can't go to a manufacturing school, okay, and yet there are people who's sitting around who want to be able to take upon those things and develop it. Okay, and it doesn't matter what color they are to me, but I ain't gonna fib to you. Where is these people, where is these little kids running around here? Do y'all know how to do this? That's the question. Do y'all want to participate in doing certain things so that here it is, you can sit there and claim that nobody such as me ain't trying to sit there and work with you? Do you have some ideas? You understand where I'm coming from? So the thing is that, yes, you're right. I had to upgrade. I haven't finished all my little classes, my little training classes. Right now, I'm probably even procrastinating on trying to go ahead and establish certain other incorporations. But I'm like, okay, the question was, okay, if we get the automotive idea, I'm talking to other people. Yeah, I know I could go to UTI, but UTI only fixes on engines. I'm looking for somebody who actually know how to cast and build their own engine. And it just makes me wonder if I should consider a foreign company, a small foreign company somewhere else, and maybe allow them to build the vehicle. Okay? Or even to see if you understand where I'm coming from. So the thing is that I know, but it would have been really good to know that there's, which I know, and this is, hey, we talking, I'm a swarthy woman, hey, how you doing? But I ain't gonna fib to you. I want to be able to work with some engineers that come from, here it is, from, what did you call it, baby? The historical black colleges and universities. Okay? Is there any amount of them that has taken on? And yes, I don't know where they are. But is it all that important to an extent? Yes, it is. I ain't gonna fib to you. Because for some reason, when we look at aviation, it's not I question, why do we use black or a color in front of our work? Well, because the thing is that a lot of the work is not occupied for minorities. Okay, so when we look at the market, it is dominated by the majority. The majority of the people are white. So luckily, we do have programs like the SBA, and here it is, we do have economic development, Street Meet. There is certain other factors in terms of the MEPs. There's benefits out there to assist in making that thing happen. And it's really grand when you are in a country where they're thirsting for innovation. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Okay. So the truth of the matter is, yes, true amelioration is there. Yes, there will be certain pursuits there. Yes. And yes, there's things there. And so that conversation also went on to, I don't have to call these things out here and there because I ain't going to fib to you. I didn't call out Marcus Garvey early on when I had the discussion about, what? Why we don't have no airplanes going over there to Africa with no direct flights over there? That was a question. That was a question and from some time ago, blessings, right? Uh, I asked that question. Why aren't there any direct flights that fly out of, at the time I'm living here in Georgia, to Africa? Then we start getting flights that was going to, I don't know if it was talking about South Africa or Ghana. Okay, because then we was concerned with the tourism. It just seemed like for real, the dark continent, as if here it is, it was primitive and we were not over there and I had people up there hungry. Now you wouldn't ask me again. What? So the same thing comes down to, I had mentioned this man, he want to go back and forth with me. I ain't trying to challenge anybody. I ain't going to fib to you, okay? So I am not. Except for those who are innovative. Those who are true millionaires, okay? People who feel like they want to have the jar, be, hey, yeah, I got this idea, as they would call us brainstorming. Oh, shit. Excuse me. My chair broke. Yay! So anyway, those people, thank you, that's good. True amelioration, people was able to brainstorm to make one thing, here it is, we see one thing, and now we can make that grow into something else, because here it is, we making certain connections here. Okay, well, here it is, we need to be able to get parts here. Okay, where we going to get these screwdrivers here? Okay, how we going to put this part together? Okay, okay, we're going to have this. Okay, we're going to go here. Okay, we got a new way of doing this. Okay, yeah. Okay, here it is, we got a new engine here. Okay, you think you sell gas? Okay, it is. Make this connection here, make the connection there. Yeah. When you start doing business like that, you begin to realize, there's a lot of folks who've been sleeping. A lot of people haven't been working. Now, the thing is to try to find parts over the international community to find just honest people doing it. What? You know that business is going to be, here it is, hitting a wall, and hitting a wall, hitting a wall, and here it is, Irene Ratliff Street Meat Company wall. You understand what I mean? What happens is that you end up doing business differently, and then at that point you'll see a scope of other people who also have like minds and want to reach out for innovation. So I want to say that yes, Street Meat Company has kind of upgraded a little bit, because yes, I've been in some of the little training classes. I will try to see if I can go to UTI. But as I stated before, UTI only repairs. They learn how to do the automotive in terms of repair. I don't know if they're casting their own engine. Okay, so now I have to see if they're able to see who's doing that. I will get in contact with Tag Team Marketing to see if we could get this other thing. I know that they're able to get people out there and look for supportive teams and stuff like that and motivate those people. But I wonder if I can communicate with them in terms of getting another idea where they can actually employ persons, so the people. So yes, we will need computers and stuff like this, so that and be able to run electrics and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if they have that available, but there's like three things in one. We have technical, there's customer service, and then what was the other one? Technical, customer service, and people who actually do the marketing or the soliciting, So sales position. So sales, marketing, customer service, and then also technical. Okay? So we have to look at those things, okay? So maybe I'll go to Tag Team Marketing and see what that looks like and communicate with them. I wanted to also communicate some other interest, and that interest is, let me go back to that again. So I understand. Do y'all hear me? There's a lot of young people who are out there that are really looking for someone to care for them. And I read that information to you guys yesterday, and I guess I'll reread it to you today. And right now we have, even though we have improved in so many different ways, I'm still trying to figure out, maybe because I'm not in this realm and I'm not realm of, in looking at the criminal aspect of blessings. of our troubled youth. But I can't understand why we have 50-something% in the urban areas of honest men who are without employment, or where we just studying primitive or remedial education. At this particular time, I know the ATM. Remember when we first got the debit card? That was only maybe not even 20 years ago. The debit card, as we know, remember that we only had the ATM card. The debit card only came out maybe 15 years ago, people. So when I explain to here it is where we have excelled from one end to the next, I want y'all to understand where we are today. And anybody who feel like they're trying to run it a certain kind of way, yes, it poses the extra. Because here it is, our position should be what? And yes, that will be operated out with high society. Now, of course it is. It says here it is, I have not really, like I said, been involved in really talking to these men. And one of the matriarchs, she said to me, what about those young men? Now that says a whole lot. But we house some young men, whether in elementary but what happened to the high school young men? Who you big brother to them? Who's big brother in them? The high school, the college. Who's embracing them? What about the middle school? Okay. So here it is, there's a lot of youth out there, okay? And here it is, they also are looking for goodness. I promised them somewhere else. But you know what I mean, right? So the thing is that concerns me. I'm like, well, who could I share a street company with like that? When I have someone who will argue with me being a female, I understand you may have this and you have that, and maybe you have this thing kind of scheduled up a certain kind of way. I'm all for that, especially when the union is just that. But when you have someone which all of us are knowledgeable, right? All of us have kindness. But when I find it interesting being able to share the essence of goodness. One of the things I had met this man on the bus, and he was like, he's so concerned about these young men and their pants being floored to the ground. And what is it that they're listening to? The rap music? I thought that rap had transformed or upgraded a little bit, that in itself, it was not gangster rap. Some of the people who are OGs in gangster rap, they're not doing gangster rap. So who's maintaining, here it is, those music for them to listen to when it comes down to denigrating our community? I haven't listened to any of this music recently, and I was, one day I was listening. I said, man, I said, maybe I need to look at some of this stuff or listen in on it and blah, 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 yeah. What's going on? Need a second chance? Then new beginnings may be for you. Yeah, turn off the TV. Get more active in certain things. Have you been incarcerated within the past 6 months? Are you out of work and need help finding a job? Are you ready to upgrade your job skills for a new career? Do you live in the metro Atlanta area? Are you ready to work or try something new and different? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, New Beginnings program can help you. Now, we do have the reentry program, and one of the conversations is that these men who are incarcerated, they want to try to work on some of these programs being worked on inside the jail, in the prisons, okay? Because I'm like, wow, really? They're sitting around, they ain't doing nothing when they're inside some of these. They should have already been receiving certain education. Why we have to worry and be concerned about that when here it is, they got the people over there and they just walking back and forth in cells, watching TV and doing some, come on y'all, really? Honey boo, they should have already had some of this training, maybe even a year and a half before they even exit out of the prison program. Anyway, they are working on it, okay? And then it says, I'm a boss. It's never too late to be great. And it says, do you currently have a criminal record? associated with the Department of Juvenile Justice? Are you currently under juvenile detention or on probation, parole, and have decided to pursue your dreams? Let the Neighborhood Blessings College program show you how. Okay, program eligibility. Must be between the ages of 14 and 24 on the date of enrollment. Is currently involved or has been involved with the juvenile justice system within 12 months before enrollment. This includes individuals under the supervision of juvenile justice system, either in out-of-home placements or on probation or parole, or under an alternative sentence by the juvenile justice system. Boy, I tell you, well, I'm reading it, right? This sure seems like they singing it, ain't it? Boy, really? Anyway, this right here is to work with persons in that area. So we have some youth out there here that, and when I look at some of these, they want to give you the basics of how you do your resume. They want to show people how to do their applications. But then, the thing is, once you show them certain things, how are they going about applying for the work? Okay, they're applying for the work and they get their employment, I assume. But there's a lot of people who's out there who are just now learning how to use the computer. So I said something about the ATM to communicate. Wow! You would think, when I was in high school, and we were doing computer training. So computer training ain't nothing new, is it? Oh, okay. Some of this stuff, don't get me misunderstood. Okay. So in terms of the computer and all that kind of stuff, there's just a lot of room for development and growth. And I wanted to say, I was mentioning that I want to actually get in contact with Urban League, because they had some other programs that was of interest. And then there's a conversation about the entrepreneurial side. So I'm like, well, let me see if True Amelioration, I can go and communicate with them in regards to entrepreneurship, and maybe even go back to the Opportunity Hub. But the Opportunity Hub, the way their focus is that they want to align themselves with Shark Tank, but these people already have achieved certain wealth, or they already have packaged their products and stuff like this. Well, whereas True Amelioration is actually raw, meaning that it's new, not novice, but it's new. Okay, so that means that there need to be research, there need to be work, there need to be certain connections. And then when you're doing it more than one person, then now you're building a corporation. So now you're making certain connections here and there. How can one thing tie into the next? And then we develop those things like that. Like we really do not have our own, I do not own, or we do not own, Onyx cars. We have dealerships, but what about manufacturing? I don't even know about the Africans, but I know that they make cars in Africa. I don't know if there's any Africans that own their own automobile industry. Okay? I know that they make vehicles in Africa, but I don't think that an African actually owns the car dealership. I know that China went over there to do make some cars. I think Belgium went over there, and they actually have a car where they do certain construction. I know Tata Motors was considering going out there because they were trying to make a small vehicle where it was affordable, where, it wasn't too large, but it was able to transport people. But then I'm like, well, they just might as well do a scooter, right? But the concern was being able to store certain things. So when I look at it, when we're looking at places where the GDP is kind of low and you want to be able to create jobs and employment, and that opportunity right there, like I explained to you, True Amelioration, that's what that is. I did go on to USAID. USAID also, they said, well, bring your idea to us. So if people have an idea and you know that it's there to help people who are in poverty or impoverished, not an impoverished idea, but an idea to help promote employment so they can help people come out of, being impoverished, then you can go to, we're Americans. Yeah, you could go there. But the thing is that what I'm finding out is even on the innovation side of it, the innovate. I mean, on the innovation, you still have to work with others. You still have to work with people. You have to work with people. Period. All kinds of people. And right now, what's in my eye is Georgia Tech. Okay. And I was like, wow. You know, I looked at Morehouse. But Morehouse don't even have a research. And whatever research they're doing, they're not doing it where it looks like they're trying to in-house their own entrepreneurial ideas. Because if they were housing, like for an example, when I was looking at Georgia Tech studies, I saw where Georgia Tech actually incorporate those ideas within Georgia Tech, meaning that they have a pool of people that they actually provide or have made money because they do certain research and R&D together and blah, 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 blah. And so when we look at Georgia Tech, this is where their wealth is coming from. But we don't see that established right over here at Morehouse. Most of that stuff is not in-house. These people are leaving and they're taking their small business ideas somewhere else. Okay, so I will be trying to get with, I was going up to Morehouse, looking at some of their innovation. I went up there for the innovation weekend or whatever that was, a week. I'm going to go over there for their entrepreneurial program. I have gone to some of their meetings over there. But yes, Morehouse, they have to upgrade, you know, what that thing is. You know, they don't have any manufacturing schools over there or nothing. Yet we have all these empty buildings over here at the West End, all the way up to College Park area that need to be housed. Okay, now I know that the Morehouse School of Medicine, I'm talking about the AUC now, okay? I know the Morehouse School of Medicine, their sister or they partner up with Emory. Okay. And I know that they do certain researches too. And so that's a good thing. So we see that, you know, that aspect of it is growing. But a lot of that stuff, I tell you, the gun on should be housed by Morehouse or the AUC. The AUC should be able to house. Why are some of them folks going to Georgia State? They spend all that money to be at Morehouse or Clark Atlanta and Spelman, and they have to go to another university? You mean tell me they couldn't find that stuff within their own, within the AUC? And why did Morris Brown look like that? But I ain't gonna go there, okay? So anyway, do you understand what true amelioration is? I just want to make sure we have that understood. Kite Society. Kite Society, I've explained that what happened with Hurricane Katrina, law, research, security. It is just the truth. You got this person about this thing, this thing, this thing, and we all live in it. You know, if I'm in a, right here and I'm going in a 1 mile radius, and there's somebody else talking about they doing certain things, I don't know what to say. Okay. Shouldn't your neighbors and stuff know about what's going on? That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of security are you building? Is it, I mean, is it secret or something? Oh, okay. I mean, I could see if it was going a different place with that. But hold up. Okay. But, what else? I already explained the Google Saga. Now, you know, I was like, my thing was, I was not going to go and converse with Google Saga and be talking about Kuji and all that. I was going to go straight English. But then I saw something, and it's like, for real, the WWW, the Word Work Witness. But the thing is that, is it really the same thing that it could have been 10 years ago with me conversing with people in different places that felt like they had a thirst to change the way certain things were happening? That's no. Things have changed. Okay? And so the thing is that we could be pretentious with somebody else feeling like they have the answer, that they're out there, they're busy, oh, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? So it's like the relationship in itself, it is different, you know. I did speak with one young lady, and she seemed enthused about her work, and I was like, okay, well, how can we go about doing certain other extensions? I haven't heard from her. In fact, I'm looking for her number. I haven't heard from her yet since then. You know, I'm like, for real, I got to write down my telephone numbers and stuff like that on regular paper so that I can keep up with some of these people I find to be important. Umoja, unity. Kuchikujalia, self-determination. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujama, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kuumba, creativity. Imani is faith. Now, the reason why I wanted to go over that, okay, is because, what? Naguzo Saba. Let me look at this really quick. Yeah, I'm so glad that I finally decided to put the thing on desktop. Boy, I was going through all through the thing, honey. I gotta go open up the pages and do this and do that. And voila! It's right there. I ain't gonna fib to you. Right now I need to reassess certain things. Um, right now I'm supposed to have been studying one group that I want to work with. And I ain't gonna fib to you. Yes, the resources are needed, and I'm trying to figure out how do I go about doing certain fundraising. And this is why I want to make the jury so that people may be able to buy those things. Maybe I can go up and down the street with somebody else who's willing to work with me in terms of maybe their products, cooperative economics. Be willing to donate some of their resources if I'm out there doing certain things. I did see that Freedom Paper Company, they were willing to, they actually have a program where maybe I can go out there and do certain marketing and try to see if, but then I'm like, well, don't get me misunderstood. I guess he has to be kind of conscious about how he's sending out his products too. You know, are you going to work effectively? Or that I need to purchase? Blah, blah, blah. You know, well, can you send me some copies so that I can sell it on the spot, or is that something that I have to purchase? Oh, well, they could buy these things directly from him, and like, I know that's right. Sometimes you have to have those products with you for people to take on and be interested in it, or show them the product so that they themselves can, you know, feel the texture of it and make sure that that's something that they want in terms of the product here. Okay. Well, anyway, let me do this little thing here. Yesterday today is Tuesday, June 17th, right? But I wanted to go back and say Happy Father's Day. I'm going to go ahead and say Happy Father's Day a little frequently because our men, you know, I really find that you are valuable. And the thing is that I wonder if they know that. Yes, men, you are. Seamen. Okay, seaman. Okay, let me go back over the Salubrious. My name is Irene Ratliff, Regal Street Meat Company. Street Meat Company is a nonprofit organization seeking partners and sponsorships such as the listening audience, okay, to help with military goals that can improve our community. Okay? Don't get me misunderstood. Let's just say, for an example, I'm going to go back to this. I did ask to participate with the Unity Council, and the question was, what is it that they're doing? I don't know what the secret is. I don't know if they're, you know, supposed to be like the underground or something. I don't know. I mean, you know, here it is, you don't got nothing to hide. You have to be underground, you know, be high, like you. Shh. I'm like, here it is, the Indians. They got the reservations. They over there functioning. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, so I have requested to try to be on the Unity Council with Unity for Power. I would like to work with them. Some of this other stuff that's, you know, first of all, I would like to know what's going on with the Unity Council. I'm not quite sure what their work is. I think we kind of went over that. I'm not really sure what it is, functional unity. I know that they had some other points when I looked it up on YouTube. But I'm the group of Saba, not one or the other. Street Meat Company adopted the group of Saba, so we all 7 principals. So to be like 1 or 2 or 3, one over here, we want to give it a new name over there, the group of Saba. And so that would be my application. I'm communicating, yes, your Street Meat Company. You understand? But the thing is that when we look at what is quintessential, it will be the Google Saba and the 7 principles. Not here there's a new name for UJAMA, which is cooperative economics. Or we're focused on cooperative economics, but it looks like this. I don't know. Oh no, that's a good thing. I don't know. There's a lot of things to do. But let me go back to this conversation too. I have asked if someone knows things. Okay, I don't know any of these people. I do not know anybody. I'm just now meeting people. I feel like maybe some people may have certain, I don't know, maybe under the influence, because I know they're sitting there talking about beer all day long day. But the thing is that I wonder, right, really, maybe. But the reason why I ask is because if we were able to create a cruise where it was able to, travel agency where we house and do cruises from our ports of call of the United States over into Africa, that would be good. Whether it's the African English country, or here it is, whether they want to do French, which is from the Ivory Coast, and so on and so forth. That would be something good. Keeping up the momentum and the conversation about doing aviation. They're there. I sent a list of some of the generals of aviation. The question was, I wanted to ask, they're taking pictures of these things, but some of these men, they're elders. You know who they need? Those young men sitting around like there ain't nothing else going on but them smoking that marijuana all dang on day and playing video games. Most of these people are elders, okay? And then here it is, they want to say something and have a conversation. I didn't say that we were uneducated. I think we're uneducated people. Don't get it twisted. But what about them? Okay? Now here it is, for some reason they feel like they want to push me over there to so females. I got you, tulips. I'm looking for women because I ain't going to tell you the truth. And yes, of course, we want women and men to work on those things in terms of Street Meat Company. But if you feel like you want to do all women, we got tulips. Now, when we talking about community, when we talking about family, those are solid. And yes, we do seek women to volunteer, but it's just not for women, but it's for men and women, okay? Anyway, if we can get that momentum and the conversation going where we can be active and create, and I'm like, well, what is it? Are they hiding somewhere or something? Just look at that little rock. What the hell going on over there? What's going on? Like, wow. I apologize. I've been on this horn and I didn't say anything about my listeners calling in. Listeners, you're able to call on 646-564-9776. I don't went somewhere else. 646-564-9776. I want to say, honey, y'all will always know on my right eye and my left eye that I hope goodness for us. Now here it is, me seeing me down the street looking one way or the other. I do see that there are seats and stands and lays here and there. You understand where I'm coming from? Okay. Wow. Really? Anyway, Street Beat Up Point. We are on air. This is my little writing material. You see, I type up this little stuff. In fact, let me make sure I put this on here. Go ahead and copy this. Yesterday I did talk about domestic violence. Trying to lean on domestic, not lean on it, but hold on, really quick. Conversation about domestic violence and sexual abuse. That's what it was. Okay, Street Meet Mingle will be on Sunday, July 6, 2014 at 2 p.m. at the Southwest Library, hoping to see you. They have a park area, and if you have drums and dance, we can create some cheer. Now, I was also told that they're having Juneteenth. Now, I'm gonna let you know right now. I learned about Juneteenth in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yes, Milwaukee. You know, Laverne and Shirley. Uh-huh. Up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, honey. That's somewhere else. Anyway, yes, Juneteenth. They said it's going to be at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Now here it is. What street is that? Is that Ralph David Abernathy? It's going to be over there. I know sometimes people think that I'm talking to other people, huh? I don't got no people on my phone calls. I have 0 callers. Let me see. I gotta look to see how many people actually probably go on here. I don't know why. I can't even begin to explain to you why you think that these people feel like it's gonna be high now, this, that, and the other. For what? They not hear me saying that there's people we want you to work? Okay, we're Street Meat Company objective is to create entrepreneurs. And then yes. We own Ujima and Ujama on that. Okay? Collective work and responsibility. I ain't gonna flip to you. Street Meat needs some donations, honey. $30. We are on GoFundMe. www.gofundme.com/streetmeat. Make sure I put this on here. This is the truth. Okay, Truth went somewhere else. GoFundMe.com/streetmeat. Okay? There are so many things to do, and we value your support, and we encourage our listeners to get involved with their local associations, neighborhood club associations, know your politicians, join your libraries, read and research more often, locate the local law library, and build relationships that pertain to citizens in your area. Now, I did start off with street. I'm like, honey, we need people to go study law. I mean, not law. Real law. We don't want nobody talking about no. I'm like, hold up, relationships. Anyway, join the park and recreation departments. There are so many things to get involved with and to do. I mean, even if you feel like there's, you can always go and walk at the park. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it ain't like that. I'm talking about in terms of, socializing and being involved with your community and your neighbors and that and beyond. You understand? Boy, I tell you to get this truth. Okay, so let me write on here the communication was my understanding of people and their work they achieved, okay, and their commitment. To I guess, their achievement, their goals, to their goals. I don't know what that is. It's kind of scary. Oop, that's scary. That done went somewhere else. No, it depends on what you're talking about, huh? Anyway, that's scary. Excuse me. That just went somewhere else. Okay. Yeah, I know. And sometimes I wonder, should I have done this when I was out? No, yeah, but I'm working on those things now. I just tell you the truth. It just made me wonder, from my own experience of what I went through. Where you have these people who are using space weapons. I wrote some letters to Supreme Court of Justice, to certain other places, and when we talk about cyber technology and cyber security, when we consider, here it is, certain other factors, when we talk about police powers and things like that, we have to recognize what that is. And yet I have people who apparently they feel like everything is okay, but do we truly think that it's okay? I was looking, we have to look at these weapons that they have out today. And, you can go on the government, and most of this stuff should be public information. And this is where Kite Society and the interest of that is. Because let me give you an example. Did you know that they have a laser that can actually beam up from the ocean, like the boats may be up from the ocean? They were showing this, so it could be on ground. And remember that movie Terminator? And Terminator, they were showing how they had weapons that they can go through the walls and all that kind of stuff. Okay, they do have it where they were showing the laser from a boat that could beam up. So that means that something could be, I don't know if it was rotating, but my assumption is that, yeah, it might be. Okay? I know that Cynthia McKinney was working on, here it is, weapons at the time on the Gaza Strip. Now, when we sit here and we talk about our security, Kite Society is what I mean. Why are these people running around here like they being pretentious? Oh, they are? Oh, okay. And so here it is, they want these people to look like they should feel a certain kind of way, because here it is, they want to imply a certain kind of thing, and yet here it is, we all cool while they're walking up and down the street. Now, I don't know which end of the stick we should believe, but here it is, they call themselves trying to figure it out. But what I will tell you is that yes, there is a means for us to actually pursue a strengthening what that is in terms of our relationship with our community and our neighbors and our politicians and things like that. Okay? And so if we have these people who feel like they want to threaten us with certain weapons, or no, and no. Okay? For some reason they want to do a switcheroo. We're trying to figure out what that is while they smiling up and down the street. So the thing is what is it that you feel like you're concealing? Now I want to go back into Cynthia McKinney. Cynthia McKinney was working for the Palestinians and, well, it ain't no secret, Palestinians and Israel. And the concern was the weapons that they were using at the time, I think it was Shepton. And what it was is that, the Shepnos, they were dropped, but then they were still fusing, like they were still shooting out. Ain't that about something? You drop something, and then yet here it is, other small little weapons, and it's shooting out, the shrapnel. And then they also, so we got to study and know what these, why would a man create that kind of thing? Who is he fighting, an alien or something? What is it? So now, yes, we need to be concerned about these space weapons. Okay? And so I think that I have to prioritize what that thing is, and so I call out Kite Society. You understand where I'm coming from? So with anybody who feels like, yes, I'm trying to get on the ACRB board, I didn't get in contact with them. I don't understand where some of these people are acting like they being secretive. Yes, I know. They talking about they live. Uh-huh. Wow, really, y'all? Really? Okay. Of course we want to talk with people who have a security businesses already. Sure, we want to be able to speak with people who have technological degrees. Sure, we want to talk to the criminal investigators. And sure, we want to speak with criminal justice and those who study psychology and sociology. Kite Society. Yes, we need to have our forensic team and stuff like that. Honey, like they have one thing. Honey, police should be able to call us when 911. They'd be able to call Kite Society. We find out what's going on like that. Over here, this is our byway one. Well, by means superiority. So yes, we have to question, why do you think these people carrying on a certain kind of way? But I am Irene Ratliff. Now, I ain't trying to start no trouble either, but honey, not you, not me, and using the word to be damn is false. What? We work, honey. We work, sweetie. We work. And yet, here it is, it explains to me just that. So that's why, here it is, I have to go out there, and I have to talk about Strictly Company. Wow, really? Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining Street Meet The Point listening audience, and I hope to have your support. We accept donations, crowdfunding support. Yes, we are on Go. GoFundMe.com/streetmeat. Support and participation. Everyone is valuable in your participation to help yourself, family, community, local, state, region, federal, and global community rely on the many people that contribute to it being an effective structure. Thanks again. Yeah, I ain't going to filter you. We have to understand what's going on today. Do anybody look at Joe Ventura on conspiracy theory? Yeah, listen to that man. Check out some of his stuff. That stuff be kind of for real. There's a lot of people out there who have a concern about society. Yes, and the strategic people too. Them too, because we do them. Anyway, thanks again. Please visit www.streetmeat.biz. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I know. And the compliance. You gotta be able, what, is it comply? Compliance, is that why it's on the black and white? Whoa. Anyway. Yes, I think I have complied, and I have complaints. Street meat. www.meetup.com/meet. Have a good evening. Good night.
Vengo desde Fudunia,